Some people believe in destiny, others in fate, and a few in luck. No matter which group you fall into, sometimes life pushes together two people that seem to have been meant for one another. We're getting into 5 signs you're destined to be together to see if you and that special someone truly have the connection of a lifetime. Number 1, you keep coming back to one another. Some couples seem to try their hardest to separate, only to end up back in each other's arms. You might have had to part ways initially because of life circumstances, like because of where you live or due to family tensions. Others split up because they started too young and didn't have clarity about what they wanted, only to realize later that they gave up the person they should be with. But be very careful here. This could also be a sign of a toxic relationship. I definitely thought I was destined to be with my ex because it was my first love and I was head over heels for the guy. Even though we fought constantly and even broke up a few times, we always ended up getting back together. Did this mean we were meant to be? Absolutely not. Our issues stayed the same and they remained big problems until we eventually cut it off for good. So, how will you know if it's meant to be or if it's just toxic? If you're constantly fighting and can't communicate clearly, this could be toxic. If you experienced clean breaks and you two reconciled, plus you relate to a few more signs from today's list, then you might be meant to be. Number 2, you end up in the same place at the same time multiple times. I definitely believe that humans are more than just a body, brain, and bones. Sometimes souls and minds connect in a way we can't explain. Like when you're thinking of someone and they suddenly call you. Someone might be meant to be with you if you two keep bumping into each other time and time again. This happened to me with a love interest I had a few years back. I was really into him, but we only knew each other as acquaintances and hadn't gone out yet. Imagine my surprise when I run into him at the beach, train station, and mall, all within a month. And we didn't even live within 45 minutes of each other. Funnily enough, this started our romantic relationship, and even though it wasn't for forever, I'm convinced we were meant to be with one another for the time we were. So, if you're running into this person left and right, or they're reaching out to you in unexpected ways, it may be worth wondering if it's their time to be in your life. Number 3, you have the same long-term goals. If you're looking for someone who is meant to be with you for the long term, you'll need more than just a few encounters at the grocery store to know it. Your long-term goals must coincide. You may have a few personal goals that only relate to you and not your future spouse, which is perfectly normal. But when it comes to the lifestyle you aspire to have or how you want to raise your future kids, you've got to be on the same page. It's easy to lose sight of this at the beginning because we're just getting to know someone and don't want to think about marriage or anything that intense yet. But trust me, the sooner you find out, the better. If this person seems to align with your goals, you two already have 10 times more possibilities together than you and the average Joe or Jolene. Love alone isn't enough, so finding someone who fits into your life plans like a puzzle piece could be a huge sign that it's meant to be. Of course, please date them for a while to be sure that they're not full of baloney. Number 4, it's easy to be yourself around them and vice versa. Being yourself around others sounds easy, right? But when we think about it, we change ourselves pretty often to avoid judgment or to appear to be smarter, more cultured, or simply better than we truly are. There's nothing wrong with wanting to grow, but your significant other must know who and how you are right now, as well as the person you're aspiring to be. Ideally, this person is going to love you for you, flaws included. But they'll also support you as you try to overcome your flaws. After all, if we know we have our shortcomings, we should work on them to reach our highest potential. So you need to ask yourself if this person really knows you, the real you, and how they seem to manage your relationship. I've dated guys who always seem to compliment me, but then they'd throw in a random insult between the compliments. That didn't help me improve much. I later dated a guy who consistently complimented me and then also complimented me when he noticed a positive change in my behavior. Lo and behold, that relationship is still going strong and is wonderful. It's all about understanding and support, and that's what will make a relationship stick. Number 5, you've never felt a connection like this before. This sign does not count if this person is your first love, especially if you're under 25 years old. Why? Well, to put it simply, first loves are insane. There are so many chemicals and feelings and passions running through your brain that it makes it really hard to think clearly or compare, because you don't have anything to compare it to. Second, your brain doesn't stop developing until you're around 26 years old, including emotionally. Things are much more intense, especially emotional reactions, until this age, so this sign won't help you much. For those of us who are over 25 and have already experienced love, you'll have an intense gut feeling when someone is meant to be with you. Being with them will feel safe, stable, and natural. You won't be iffy about your feelings toward each other, and any disagreements will be resolved with respect and kindness. It's a whole other ballgame when you finally discover this feeling, and it's absolutely essential for any long-term relationship. No one can tell you your future, but some signs can point to being with someone, whether that be for the short term or for forever. If you're convinced that you're destined to be with someone, share your story with us in the comments. And since I'm still trying to improve this channel's destiny, don't forget to like and subscribe to help out our fate. As always, thanks for watching.